Okay, so here is another resume. This is a resume for an experienced software professional with 12 years of Java application experience, specialized in distributed data processing for 9 years. Okay, so about me should be a highlight section. What is it that you've touched over the last 12 years in each of the areas that you've mentioned here? Clearly, you have technical chops. Clearly, you've done a lot. And so in the highlights section here, I would love to know, and if you can do this in one column, that would be ideal. Um, that, it's evident, right, that you've developed all these software technology tools here, things that I probably would have no idea what to speak to, but things that you have done. And these are all important because they are part of what a company needs to transform. So tell me, if you are a transformer within a company, then what you need to do is you need to showcase that in the highlights section so that I know that I'm going to hire you, that you're going to develop tools that make my life much, much easier. Oh wow, you have patents too. Okay. Yeah. I think patents could go somewhere near the top actually, underneath your skills section. Wow, this is impressive. I have half of an idea of what you're even talking about, but you've accomplished a lot. Um, so yeah, again, I would put this in an order that generally would make sense for the modern resume. So for me, it would be again your highlights, patents, skills, experience, education. And okay, wow. And high school was a long time ago. You don't necessarily need to keep those items here if you don't have to, especially if you need the space. Um, and since you've had many, many years of experience now, you can actually probably take that off. Um, so still curious about the two-column resumes and how they are read by the applicant tracking system. So I would stay away from two-column resumes, not because it is an issue of the applicant tracking system as much as it's confusing by the uh by the job by the hiring manager. When I open a two-column resume, I actually don't know where to look first. But when I look at a one-column resume, my eyes immediately go to the top right-hand corner. And that has generally been the consensus that we've seen across the entire job market over the past few years. And so that's why we want to have two columns. Let's see. When putting said accomplishments at the top, should they be from the same industry or can they differ? For example, one accomplishment. Yeah, so I think they can differ. I would also recommend doing it depending on the job that you are applying for so that you can um look relevant. And then, yep, yeah. Good comment there, Deirdre. Yeah. It is not useful to have a profile picture on the resume. Unless you are applying for an acting or modeling role, leave that picture for your LinkedIn and try to reduce as much bias as you possibly can. Okay. All right. So I have five more resumes to look through here. I'm gonna go ahead and conclude for the night after that because I think many of you, to a certain degree, understand what it is that is important within the context of his resume. And so I'm going to go ahead and focus on that. So, all right, let's do the next resume here. So we have a chief of staff, trusted advisor to C-suite executives, 10 years of leadership. Okay, so again, summary should be the highlights. Underneath the highlights should be bullets of how you've been a successful chief of staff. So remembering what your KPIs or your OKRs tend to be and what you're measured against, and how that measurement has allowed you to be successful in your career thus far, whether you are managing multiple projects, what does it mean to synthesize data and create decisions, how you've scaled operations. I'd love to know all of that. Okay, so okay, okay. Yeah, so you've done annual OKR processes. You did a RIF, which caused your own contract to end. See, this is where it is. This is where it is. This is what we come here for. Decreased annual expenses by $100,000. Increased North American market sales by 43% year over year. Uh, you scale the production of an ongoing series by 900% while ensuring 98% on-time delivery. 170% oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know who sent this to me, but I do not need to come down here to halfway through the page to know that you do these amazing things, right? So all of this again goes in your summary in some section so that when I see in your resume, it should be in a bullet here and I'm like, okay, I want to learn more about about how a production of an ongoing series was scaled 900%. I want to know how you decrease annual expenses by $100,000 by engaging in cost reduction initiatives. Holy cow. Um, yeah. So I mean, all your numbers are fantastic here. They just need to be at the top where you can the see the work that's being done. And then finally, of course, your skill section needs to be up here between your summary and your professional experience. So folks, when I look at this, your resumes are not far from being amazing. It's just a matter of being willing to toot your own horn and put all the stuff that you have done towards the bottom and the meat of your resume towards the top so that you can come across as the best candidate and have the most attention. So this is a good resume. I like it. Thanks for sending it over. All right. So when we place our numbers at the top, what do we put under the job history? Yes, you do repeat the same achievements, and then you go into things a little bit deeper so that you can so that you can explain how you were able to achieve them. So in the summary section, you might say that you have a track record of increasing revenue by 250%. And then in the bullet point, you might say that you increase revenue by 250% through marketing campaigns, um, email marketing, and field marketing at events and conferences. And so that will help you complete the story full way through. Okay. All right. Next resume coming through here. Okay. So this is a resume from someone who's here who's an experienced finance leader with a track record of defining and executing strategic initiatives, thrives on learning, fast-paced and dynamic environments. So if you missed what I said earlier, right? Everything that is table stakes for your job does not belong in your resume. Every single job description that you see for a finance job is going to ask for you to be somebody who likes to learn, who thrives in fast-paced environments, and delivers impactful results in organizational growth. Imagine if you were a financial person who didn't do those things. Now that statement seems really, really redundant at the end. So again, what do? We quantify the impact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the hide and go seek game of what makes this particular candidate look amazing. And I already think I see it. They manage and executed webinar and newsletter distributed to 10,000 clients with 20% engagement. They identified process improvements that led to enhancing accuracy and execution by over 80%. They streamlined workflows and deliverables from 100 plus monthly transactions. And I'd love to know how much money that streamlining did. Um, oh wow. They managed a 115 million corporate banking portfolio. They generated an additional 25 million in portfolio assets and $500,000 in fee income through new deal creation. Wow. Okay. So remember, again, I'm coming down all the way to the very bottom to see that you have done these things, including identifying $100 million in opportunities, 55 million in booked business, 500 grand in fee income, 30 million in new business in a year and a half, exceeded sales goals by 150% over 2 years. Now I understand, right? You're a finance leader, so it's less important that you're able to sell, but you have that track record of creating money and saving money. Those are skills that I think every single business wants. I have no doubt. And so when I look at this resume, I see some amazing experience here that needs to come up to the very, very top. Yeah. So, so again, right? The person who sent me this resume has an amazing, amazing amount of experience. But if you spent in the top left hand corner here in the first 6 seconds, you would not know whatsoever that they have left an impact on their organizations when they clearly have. So those are my thoughts there. All right. So let's keep going. Um we have a couple more resumes left to look over. Could you provide your thoughts if we have to include the official title on the resume, or can we add the job title that's related to the duties that we actually do? I do more than what my title indicates. For instance, the title is coordinator, but the role entails more like that than program management. Oh, that's a good question. I think after a while you can add the job title and you'd be fine. I don't think I'd have any problem with it. Okay, so, oh wow.